Ladies and gentlemen, we have arrived at WRFL. The frequency is a cool 88.1 megahertz with winds coming in all the way to the left. The in-flight entertainment for this journey has been provided by Radio Free Lexington, your only alternative left. For your safety and comfort, please stay tuned with your seatbelts fastened until the plane comes to a complete stop. Please check around your seat for any commercial radio trash you may have brought on board with you and deposit it in the bin as you disembark from the aircraft. On behalf of RFL Airlines and the entire crew, I'd like to thank you for joining us on this trip, and we are looking forward to seeing you tuned in again soon.
Good evening, everyone. This is your girl, A. Penny, also known as Allison, and you're listening to WRFL Lexington. This is WRFL Live, a weekly show on Wednesdays, 8 to 10 p.m., where we feature local bands and artists, and tonight we're here with Sunmates. So if you guys want to unmute and just quickly introduce yourselves.
Hey, I'm Brandon. I'm the drummer for Sunmates.
I'm John and Sunmates.
I'm Logan. I'm the bass player.
I'm Shelby. I play keys and guitar.
Very cool. Very awesome. So this will actually be fairly different from the past WRFL Lives in the past couple of weeks. So instead of doing kind of song, we're actually going to be doing the first full half hour of music. So I will go ahead and get that started, and to be sure to stay within the hour for the interview following.
Hello, we are organic synth pop, earthy warm texture blends behind bright pop melody to create something fresh yet felt before. Paying homage to the sounds and feelings invoked with well-loved memories while remaining true to what we are doing sonically, culturally, and socially. We are Sunmates, and these songs are for you.
We're taking steps to make this right. I miss you too, but the night's still young. And now I'm fed up with all the things I have to say. They just keep taking me down, and I don't want to break. You've got your mother's hair and you've got a tree. I don't want to wake up and find the truth about love. All this love I have for you, it should have been mine. No, I don't want to wake up and find the truth about love. All this love I have for you, it should have been mine. I don't want to ruin all the songs you love. Cruising down the road, singing out loud. You've got me driving up to 75. I'm counting all the things that always keep me inside. I don't want to wake up and find the truth about love. All the stuff I have for you, it should have been mine. No, I don't want to wake up and find the truth about love. All the stuff I have for you, it should have been mine. It should have been. I don't want to let you go. I think I've got to let you know that I am petrified that I'll find the truth was a lie. She said, I don't want to ruin all the songs you love. Cruising down the road, singing out loud. sex and find you someone who will give you the time of day. There's nothing special about that. All our friends have seen it play out. It's not that cool to us. There's nothing special about that. We've gotten over it. But if you're not good for that, what are we doing anyway? And if you're not good for that, I'm done. No. Hey, why you giving your love away? Hey, why you giving your love away? Your love away. I used to think there was something special, telling people you don't want more. Just think about finding someone new to spend the days with when you are born. Nothing special about that. All our friends have seen it play out. It's not that cool to us. There's nothing special about that. Gotten over it. I mean, when push comes to shove and he's still on a ledge, will you balance hold? I mean, when push comes to shove and he's still on a ledge, will you balance hold? But if you're not good for that, what are we doing anyway? If you're not good for that, I'm done. No. Hey, why you giving as it seems tonight. We aren't the same as we once were. If I don't wanna lose your love, I wait. Fall apart from time to time. No matter how much you try. No, you don't see things from a point of view. I've grown so tired now, trying to tell you how to feel. I know nothing is as it seems tonight. Same as we once were, no. So if I don't wanna lose your love, I wait for you were only a fan of the song for you. Now that the night is almost over, will I see you around? You were only playing this because you got bored with nothing to do. Well, you smoke, stuck sitting in your basement today, thinking of me as a way to go. But if you walk through the door, turn to me, could you find it in your heart? We are creatures of the night. God told me I don't crave your life. If I'm roaming for you, I'm just roaming for you. I'm just roaming. I've got nothing to lose. I'm just roaming for you. Was it always a game for sport then? Is your race finally over? Would you come back to earth? You were only playing yourself, I know it. Now I'm sitting in that basement cafe, thinking of you as a way to cope. And baby, we are creatures of the night. That told me I don't crave your life. If I'm roaming for you, I'm just roaming for you. I'm just roaming. I've got nothing to lose. I'm just roaming for you. If I'm roaming for you, I'm just roaming for you. I'm just roaming.
All right. Welcome back, everybody. It's your girl, A Penny, also known as Allison. And we just heard Sunmates, which, by the way, fantastic performance. That was great. I was jamming
Thank
out
you.
this whole time with my camera 100% off. Um,
Thanks.
sorry. I feel like doing Zoom is so funny. But anyways, can you guys list off all the songs that you just did in order, perhaps?
Yeah, so the first song is I'm Not Strong, which is a new one. We have not released that yet. And then we played The Truth, Prep. Both of those are from our EP. And then we followed that up with Unlearn, and then a song called Wait, which is a pretty old song, but we have not released that either. And then Boomin'.
Okay, so I'll ask first about your guys' EP. So your EP was released towards the end of August, and I believe that was your first ever EP that you guys released, and that was also during this pandemic. So can you tell me how was producing and editing that EP?
A long experience, definitely.
Oh yeah.
Definitely longer than expected. We had actually planned on releasing that even earlier than August, but due to the pandemic, that pushed a lot of progress back. But it got out
Yeah.
there, and we're proud of it.
Very nice. So I guess what was, a driving factor to try and get it out as soon as possible? Was there just a big push to make sure it was getting out as soon as possible? Were you guys kind of expecting that kind of like end of summer, fall kind of release date?
Well, we were originally planning for an April release. And we had like all of quarter 1 and 2 booked up. So like all these shows planned, and we had like just come off like a whole run of shows in January. And we were feeling really good about that and getting ready for this EP release. And then like COVID happened in March, and we just had to push everything back. And it was like, we just kind of had to come to terms with like, we're going to release it whenever we can. And we're going to, try to do some show stuff when we can safely.
Yeah, I know the biggest thing for local artists right now is, you're not able to perform live. How has that transition been, not being able to do live shows?
Hard. Extremely difficult. But we've been able to stay kind of busy. I mean, we've played. I mean, we did the Cosmic Charlie's social distancing sort of live stream towards the beginning. We've kept busy with some sort of our own kind of thing, trying to keep distant and crowds low. You see what I mean?
Yep.
You know?
Yeah, I think it's been the most disappointing because me personally, I love a good live show, but that's just something we cannot really do right now. I actually interviewed a band not too long ago, and they've actually still been doing live shows, which kind of blew my mind. But I feel like now it's definitely not as feasible. I know that Ticketmaster is requiring a negative COVID test if you want to attend concerts.
Oh wow!
So
Nice.
apparently that's on the table. But kind of back to your EP. So you didn't release it as soon as you'd like, but can you talk about, I guess, the writing on the EP? So for some of your songs, I guess, what kind of creative things did you guys tap into? How do you guys normally write your songs?
I feel that it kind of depends. Some of them kind of came in with John really with a lot of lyrical input first, with maybe just the idea of a main riff, and we worked on that. I mean, honestly, there one track Prep that was on this session. When we went into the studio to originally record it, it didn't sound anything like that. We completely reworked that song just in the studio, and it turned into such an awesome song because of that. So, I mean, it just really depends on the song and how we're feeling at the time.
Same for Unlearn as well. That took a lot of changes too. Really for like this first project we did, John had a lot of like pretty developed ideas ready, and we were just able to. And it's our first release, so we had the luxury of being able to do this. Like we had so much going into it already that we could just come in and fill in the cracks and really like see through John's vision. You know, there wasn't really a whole lot. Like this was a much more curated, like structured release here. It wasn't a whole lot of improving that we did there.
Very cool. I guess so for the song in particular, Unlearn, I know, so that kind of sounds familiar to me because I've heard of Unlearn Fear and Hate in Lexington. Are those interrelated in any way, or is there any background to that?
They're definitely related. When I started writing Unlearn, I was just kind of going through a hard time with like a lot of depressive tendencies, and Unlearn Fear and Hate caught my eye. I think one of my old high school teachers like shared something from them on Facebook. So I just kind of checked out their page and like saw what they were about and realized that that was like a mission that really kind of resonated with me, and also it felt appropriate with like the song that I was kind of working on at the time. So
Cool. That's awesome. I know, so I have heard about Unlearn Fear and Hate, but I'm not exactly sure about, I guess, what initiatives they're doing. And I guess for the listeners, can you explain what exactly they do?
Unlearn Fear and Hate is just an organization local to your city, and their goal is to tackle some barriers that we put up in our minds that kind of divide us, that make us feel like we don't have anything in common with other people, and that can kind of turn into like a hatred and a misunderstanding. And their goal is to tackle racism and misogyny and homophobia and these things that, you know, especially living in a state like Kentucky, like you might not understand it and your initial reaction might be, you know, anger or, you know, whatever. Their goal is just to try to help people see through that and bring communities closer together.
That's awesome. Yeah, I have always seen the phrase "unlearn fear and hate" around the city, but I have not actually dug into what they actually do, and didn't even realize that it was more than Lexington. There's other places that do this. Do you feel as if those kinds of messages translate through all of your music, or I guess just Unlearn in particular?
I would say, yeah. Probably on EP1, especially, a lot of those songs are kind of geared towards like recognizing harmful behaviors in the past, or, you know, things that harmed other people that we just kind of were nonchalant about. It's just kind of recognizing that you can do damage even when you're not being insidious with your behavior, and just trying to become more cognizant of where you are.
That's really cool. I'm all for that. So I'm gonna shift gears here a little bit. So I kind of am curious about the name Sunmates. Is there any particular story with the band name, or is it just kind of something you guys made up?
When Brandon and I started playing together, I went through a whole slew of names that were equally kind of dumb.
Do you have examples? Ooh.
Shout out to Windows 64. I think Windows 64 was a great one.
We actually played at the Cat's Den, and this was like way back in I think like 2018. And I didn't have a band name, so I just called it. And, it was terrible. I didn't know how to write a song.
But now you've progressed so far since
And
2018.
we were trying to figure out what we wanted to do with our music and like what kind of community we wanted to build. And this idea just came to me that like we, you know, out of all the places that we could have existed in the whole universe, like this is our sun, this is our planet, and like that's what we all have in common, is we are on this planet together. So, and that's kind of just been like the goal of the band, is to try to be inclusive with what we do, like work with people. You brought up Armando and our whole video crew team that made this video possible. So just trying to work with people and collaborate and good things with the community.
Yeah, we were actually just talking a little bit prior to this broadcast, just talking about how Lexington in general is just kind of like this great sort of collective of people where you can collaborate with each other and kind of build off of each other. And I think that's awesome that you guys kind of utilize your resources, I guess, within Lexington and working with other people to kind of delve into more of your creative side.
Yeah.
I
It's definitely a hidden gem for sure. And I've been super proud of the Lexington music scene here recently. I mean, we've gotten some really awesome acts coming up in this town, and that have been here for a while that are really um, showing people, how awesome we are as a city and as a state. So
Oh yeah, for sure. I feel like before COVID, I mean, like going to shows at Cosmic or the Burl. I mean, you can go to shows at the Burl now, but even
Yeah.
before then, it was just I don't know. I feel like it was a good community, a good kind of place to be at when you're at a show and listening to a local band. It feels so. There's a lot of camaraderie there, I think.
Yeah, it's definitely tight knit.
So I guess you had mentioned, John, that you and Brandon had known each other, but I guess how did you all meet?
A very long timeline.
We got time.
Bands and I think Shelby and I met first in 2015 when I was in a band and he was helping us record our first little EP. So that's kind of where I got to know Shelby, and we've just been friends all these years. And we played the same church gig together where I actually met Logan, and then we played a wedding together. And then Brandon just reached out on Facebook and was like, "Hey, I heard you're trying to start a band. Let me play drums." And I was like, "Okay." Cool. And we met for a drink at Al's bar and realized he's such a nice person that I should just take the stranger request. So we all kind of got together.
That's so cool. It's so funny. I feel like so up to now, there's a lot that's happened. You guys have your first EP out. Do you think, I guess, in the past, or if you look back at yourself in the past 2 or 3 years, would you imagine yourself kind of doing this right now? Did you expect this kind of to happen?
No.
Yes and no. Yes, but also no, big time. I mean, we had a lot of plans. Like, I feel like as a group, we're a lot more structured than like your average group of musicians together. Like, we have goals, like we have timelines, but also definitely not like we've come a long way.
Oh,
I've seen
that's
it happen in real time. It's awesome.
yeah, this is what I wanted 2 or 3 years ago. A group of great guys who are just really care about the music that they put out, and we put out quality, original stuff. All of that minus the COVID. So
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the one unfortunate part. But I guess so kind of digging into your guys' music style and influence. So can you talk about, I guess, exactly what your genre is with your music?
Our genre is what we call organic synth pop, which is a term that Armando and I kind of came up with together back in January. We had like a couple meetings. He was helping me with the website, and we were just trying to think like, what is our like mission statement? Because when you look at like a business and they're trying to get a loan and they've got like what their business is trying to do, they have a mission statement, they've got these values. So we were like, how does that define our sound? And then I think it's just kind of recognizing that like Kentucky has so many singer-songwriter roots and like kind of organic elements to music where it's, you look at stuff coming out of Nashville and LA and these bigger cities, and it's very pristine and crystal clear. It has that quality of like, the radio pop element. So we wanted to emulate both of just being real with what we do and also having that kind of airiness to the music that hopefully we can bring people's attention to Lexington, to Kentucky. That we're not like Nashville and LA, but we still are creating music that should be recognized. Like Brandon and everyone else has said, like there's so many good bands here. So we just kind of want to like coin something new that's also old. Everyone knows what synth pop is, but like organic, you know.
No, yeah, I get it. I think it's really cool that you guys have kind of fused elements of various genres, and I mean, it does sound organic too, but I mean, obviously, as you saw in the video, there's lots of instruments going on, lots of synths, and other things that I personally am not as well versed in, but I can Google. I can do that later. But I guess so. For music influences, who do you think, I guess, are your biggest influences on your all's music?
I'm gonna let somebody else go first.
Personally, when I actually reached out to John to see about kind of forming a project, one of the first groups that we both named off and were in complete agreement on was Phoenix. That was a band that both of us have such a soft spot for because they do what kind of is similar to what we hope to achieve, which is this natural element, not being afraid to play guitar, not being afraid of being able to play normal everyday instruments, but really pulling in a lot of electronic elements, a lot of synth, a lot of all that kind of stuff, and that kind of falls back into like 80s music too, a lot of like Tears for Fears, kind of moving in more to like Talking Heads, new wave stuff.
For sure.
Kind of pulling from all
Depeche
those
Mode.
different areas. Yeah.
It's awesome. I think the kind of range and variety of influences that you have really kind of you can see it, or I guess hear it in your music. It's very I don't know, it's just very varied, but also just there's a lot of textures, there's a lot going on, a lot of layers, and I don't know. For me as a listener, I think it was very engaging and very fun, especially to watch too. I think for those of you that are watching on YouTube Live, I personally really enjoyed watching the video. You guys did it at the Parachute Factory, actually, here in Lexington.
Yep.
That's awesome. I actually have never. I don't think I've been inside the Parachute Factory, but I've always been around it, like in the area. I've never actually stepped foot in the Parachute Factory.
You gotta check it out. It's a cool spot. It's like just
Awesome space.
open white room with like they do some really cool art showcases, and the night market is also like right next to it. So
Yes. Oh my gosh, I forgot about that entirely. Ever since this pandemic has started.
Yeah,
But-
big shout out to North Lexington in general. A lot of really great spots out there.
Oh
Like,
yeah, you got
awesome cultural
Broomwagon.
hotspot of Lexington.
Yes, Broomwagon, Rockhouse Brewing, Jay Gumbo's is in that sort of.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm a big.
Where I work up here in Cincinnati, we have a J Gumbo's like in my building, and it's like my nice little taste of home. Like it's really nice to see every single day.
Oh yeah, I think it's really cool. I really enjoy kind of the various little Cajun fixings around Lexington. I'm glad
Yes.
I can get a bit of that in Lexington, Kentucky. But
Yeah. Shout out B&T though. Ooh.
oh
Gumbo
yeah,
ya maybe.
I actually did
Oh, yeah.
have bourbon and Toulouse today for lunch. Speaking of
Very
which,
nice.
What'd you get?
I got a quarter and quarter order of chicken etouffee and jambalaya.
Oh yeah.
You gotta get
Yeah.
oh well, I guess it's not bourbon and Toulouse, but I usually go to Gumbo ya, which they're two sides of the same coin. I get the which the drunken chicken. I'm not sure what it's called at bourbon and Toulouse, but it's a supreme.
Ooh, yeah,
Supremely good.
I'm a big fan. I just love like spicy foods just hitting my mouth all the time. It's just like I will eat all of it anytime, any
Yes.
day. But so back to, I guess I'm curious about how you all have learned your instruments. So I guess if you guys want to go individually about how you kind of got into playing.
So I started playing when I was pretty young, just casually. Actually, my grandfather is a drummer, and he would play all the old country songs, and he was a big Eagles fan, which he would set up another kit down in the basement, and we'd play songs together, and I just kind of played casually for a while, and then I got into middle school band and really formed some technical skills from that, and then moved up into Lafayette and got into their marching band program. Shout out Generals. And got on drumline, did that whole thing, and learned some really awesome technical skills, and was in jazz band during that time too. Learned a lot of fundamental drum stuff for the set, and then just moved on. I actually got into the cover band scene for a while, and played with a bunch of dads, and we played a bunch of dad rock, and that was fun. It paid the bills for a little while, but wanted to get into an original project, and here we are.
Very cool. I actually was in the Henry Clay marching band when I was
Nice.
in high school.
Are we all marching band kids here? Like,
Are we?
I'm
Not-
Shelby.
No.
No. Oh wow.
So this one time at band camp.
We all got some stories.
Yeah. Oh yeah. That'll be those stories will definitely go past the hour. I would say that. But I guess John, Logan, or Shelby, do you want to
Yeah.
go?
I was also a band kid, big time. I was a percussionist. I played in high school. I played marimba a lot, but when I left high school, I got to do a lot of. I was in a winter guard group local to Lexington, Tate's Creek Indoor Ensemble, which is now Triple Crown Indoor. But I had a lot of fun with them. That's where I actually first started to play bass guitar. I picked up bass when I was like 16, and about like 10 months in, I started playing in my school's percussion ensemble, and then led to eventually the indoor ensemble, and then was playing in churches, played a wedding, met John, here today.
That's so cool. I actually also know of Tate's Creek Indoor.
Yeah.
From like
Really?
when I was in band and talking to like all the percussion guys, they're like, "Oh, you're gonna do Tate's Creek Indoor?"
Cool group. I mean, honestly, like that was a really great place for a lot of talent to come together, and it just was really a shame that we could never really like. We had some good products out there. Like we had a lot of really good products out on the field, but things never really came together for us. But we had supreme amounts of talent, supremely good ideas. I was in there for the 2014 and 15 WGI seasons. I had a blast. I had such a great time, and I learned so much.
Yeah, it's
And
definitely.
so many great musicians as well.
Oh yeah, it's definitely a different way of, I guess, playing music because it's indoor, so it's
And
basically
it's so
indoor marching.
structured. It's like a team based, like you really learn to work as a unit, like a musical unit. And a lot of those elements I still apply today. Like when we're in rehearsal, like when we're playing together, I'm still like a listen back guy. Like listen to the drummer, like fix one man, listen forward. Like it's that kind of thing. I still practice with a metronome. It was a huge thing I picked up from that as well. Like keeping the technical skills sharp, like exercises, scales, like all of that. Like it kept my habits really good. It was supremely valuable.
Yeah, I got to keep those chops up.
Most definitely. Yes.
John, or I guess Shelby, whoever wants to go next.
Yeah, I'll go. So I'm mainly a guitar player. I've been playing guitar since I was like probably 13 or so. And then I got more into the recording side of music. So I started producing music and doing all that and learning keyboard. But then when I joined this band, I kind of wanted to move away from playing a physical keyboard just because I have a very small car. So the pad you saw me playing is, I mean, it's also like a unique way of playing, but it's also like functionally easier to put in my car and like travel with. So that's kind of why I play that. But yeah, I'm basically playing a keyboard or a computer.
Right, it's just like a sampling pad.
Right.
Yeah, so you just load up all the buttons with the sounds.
Yep.
John, do you want to go? I guess you're last, so.
So I started playing guitar in like the fifth or sixth grade, and then just kind of started taking lessons from there. And then I started playing band in the fifth grade as well. I was a trombone player, and I played all through high school. And then what like really made me serious about music was I had the opportunity to like go overseas to Europe and do like a little 2-week mini concert thing before my senior year. And then I came back from that and I was like, all right, I want to like seriously start playing music. So I kind of started taking guitar a little bit more seriously then, and then joined a band out of high school, and that like it kind of helped me learn how to play lead guitar in a group project. And like Logan and Brandon have said, I've kind of used like the skills from band that I learned to translate into playing like original music.
That's all awesome. Like very are not as varied experiences. A lot of us were in marching band, but it's really cool to kind of hear everyone's, I like to call it origin story.
Band in church is really what a lot of us are from.
That's what I've normally gotten from a lot of local artists who are like, yeah, I played piano in church, or I sang in church, or I was in band, something like that. But so I'm actually going to shift gears here. So we talked previously about kind of how you all got together, what you've kind of done up to now. What's kind of happening in the future? What are you guys looking forward to?
Just producing more content. Like we have a big back catalog of songs that we've just kind of, we've either been playing for 2 years at this point, or they're newer but they're still fleshed out. Like we have all these songs to finish recording, and then just making more content like the video that we shared today, because we have a lot of unique ways that we want to present our music, and we want to work with a lot of different people. So that's just kind of the goal right now, is to keep recording our EP, keep finding people to work with, and making interesting stuff that looks pretty.
Yeah, because you mentioned actually in the video, there are 2 songs that you mentioned that aren't released yet, or that weren't on the EP that was released this past August. Are we going to be expecting that anytime soon, maybe in the spring or summer?
Yes. Yeah. I don't want to like definitively say yes, because if I'm going to be completely real with you, we're like not even started on recording. We've just been busy with like, we played a wedding recently that was like interesting on the beach and like very secluded, and
a lot of fun, very demanding.
A lot of fun. We had to do some off-roading for that one.
Yes.
That's crazy.
The first Sunmates destination show. We really had a blast too.
Do you do a lot of like wedding classics, like, or just your all's original music, or both?
Little column A, little column B.
Yeah.
We played our originals first and got like halfway through the set, and I was like, man, our music is really somber. Like for a wedding.
Perfect for a wedding on a beach? You said a beach?
But it was great. It worked out well for us. It was kind of like a big party. We had a lot of opportunities for us to just jam out, have a good time.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, like we've mentioned before, we haven't been able to do live shows. So I guess I'm not an artist myself, but I feel like any point where you get to just play for people it's a fantastic time always.
Big time. Yeah, most definitely.
Yeah, I'm sure lots of musicians out right now can relate to the itch that we're all feeling to just get on stage and play a song. It's a constant struggle.
But I also think it's kind of cool because like it's definitely made me rethink what is a show experience and what should a show experience be for people. Because up until now, for me, for the most part, it's been like, all right, we go to this bar, we load in at 9 p.m., we play at 11:30. Like people got to pay to get in, they got to pay for drinks and an Uber, and like it's just this list of things that prevent regular people from coming to a show. So now that COVID is a thing and people are kind of more predictable, like we know that they're not going to be at X, Y, and Z location, it's been really cool, and I'm just going to keep saying interesting, to kind of reevaluate like what is our show market going to be, what are shows going to look like next year, and kind of seeing how that's changed this year is honestly, I think, for the better, because one, people like appreciate the opportunity to see live music. Like we played the Lucy Brown block party where we were just in this courtyard and everyone had to wear a mask and stay distant. They were selling drinks, and like there were just people who hadn't had a chance to get out and really do anything for months, and that was just the first time that they got to sit and listen to music. Like people need that, and so finding a way to fulfill that need even during this time is a pretty cool opportunity. whatever it is. If it's a video, if it's, you know, playing a secluded wedding or whatever.
Yeah, I absolutely agree. And I think it's a very interesting perspective too, because I feel like a lot of artists that I've talked to, we've definitely always touched on kind of the negative aspects of how this pandemic has hurt local artists, but it's always a good time to reflect and see how it's kind of changed a lot of things for the better. I think it's really interesting that you said it's made it a lot more accessible for people to be able to access live music, because you can just go on a live stream and watch it right from your home. And so like you said, all the things like paying for the ticket, getting to the venue, all those things completely removed. Part of the live show experience, but at least we have at least we have an alternative.
I mean, I just paid for a ticket to see local natives do like a live stream performance. And it was one of those things where they debut the live video and like that's your only chance to see it. So I just kind of like put my headphones in and just watched. They're one of my favorite bands, but just got to watch them like play a live concert. And like, you know, that's like some of the aspects of music that we've been missing is like getting a ticket and like feeling like you have this exclusive opportunity to be a part of, you know, this 1 hour long set. Like, you know, there's still ways to do that. And I think artists are going to continue to find a way to provide that to people.
Yes, and I definitely think now too, we've kind of been in this for a couple months. We're constantly adapting to the way that we're doing things virtually or online in terms of music. We're actually, gosh, I hate it when I'm talking with you guys and then the time's pretty much almost up. So, do you guys have any last minute things to say before we end for the night?
Shout out to our whole crew, Armando Diaz, Clay Shackelford, Adam Shinning, Christian Wallace, the Parachute Factory, Broomwagon. We cut our teeth there playing shows every month. Cole Clark, he did our EP.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Just shout out to all those people. They're all amazing friends and even better to work with. And we would not be here without any of them.
Also, big shout out to our pals in Cincy, the Co-Etc boys, this Pine Box, our friends in Louisville, our other friends around Lexington. Yeah.
A lot of good stuff going on.
Most definitely.
Of course. Thank you. Thank you, everyone, for tuning in and listening to WRFL Live. This is actually the last WRFL Live of the semester. We're heading into finals week, so got to do that. But be sure to kind of stick around for the spring when WRFL Live is back up. But thank you guys for joining us. That was Sunmates for this WRFL Live tonight. I hope to see you guys soon, and thank you for joining us.